Panama is a small country at the junction of two Americas, North and South. The famous Panama Canal has made this place the main transportation artery of the world, and the proximity to neighboring Colombia has turned the country into a global center for drug trafficking. Transportation of drug trafficking. Foreigners who want quick and easy money are often used here, and as a result, they end up in huge trouble. Local prisons are overcrowded with drug dealers, and today's episode will be directly from one of such prisons. This prison is indeed a massive gem, one of the harshest places one can end up in.
If there is a hell on earth, it is here. There are laws here, but they don't work.
There are very dangerous people around.
They are all criminals, murderers, maniacs, rapists of various kinds. One almost raped his daughter, and now he has become a holy father.
This is Jora. He is from Moldova and ended up here under a drug trafficking charge.
I got an old scar when I was 8 years old. Well, look at my face.
For the last 6 months, Jora has been filming and secretly sending me videos directly from prison. Of course, it was certainly extremely difficult and challenging, and cost him a lot.
Everything is very expensive here. A guard will come, the guard knows. The administration knows. No one tells them anything.
Not everyone here waits for their release.
I have been here for 2 years and 4 months. I had a friend here, I used to work out with him. He was given 50 years for murder. The man got drunk, went out at night and broke in.
This will be an experimental episode, filmed under harsh conditions on a cheap phone, by someone who hasn't given up and still wants to live a decent life. You subscribe to YouTube, Instagram and Telegram, and we begin. Here is Panama. A land bridge from north to south and a water canal from east to west. Besides the canal, Panama is also an offshore haven where businessmen and gangsters from all over the world hid their money. That's why Panama City looks so impressive. Panama's sun, sea, beaches and Latinas. But Zora didn't get to enjoy living beautifully in this country for long. It all started beautifully and joyfully for him until he got caught with a smuggled cargo. Now, bars and many years separate him from the beautiful Latin life of waiting. The prison Jora ended up in is quite new. It was built back in 2015.
If there is a hell on earth, well, not hell, but purgatory, it's here. Here. If someone comes in, well, like a normal guy, after 6 months, you see that he's already becoming an alcoholic or a drug addict. He starts drinking out of grief, it pulls him in, and then you can't get out.
I was in prison. I don't know how it is here from what I've heard. Back home a clinic, but here complete hell.
The prison is called Big Pearl. It's considered the strictest in Panama. Strict regime. The only thing in common with Gazan here is they don't feed you. It's a hunger strike. It's 100 grams of rice and a piece of minced chicken. Everything else you buy only with money.
A closed pavilion completely full.
It's just open above your head so the rain doesn't drip.
There are windows, but they're barred. No hell, no.
Another year of summer, the tropics, you understand? Only during the rainy season, like now, for example. Our pavilion, yes, over there too. At Iglesias, where it says Iglesias, it's about the church. Here's my room, the last one, number 32, yes. Where there's a big window, the wind blows constantly. Here we are at the moment. Stars, 50 people. The room consists of 13 beds, but there can be 14 or 15 people in the room because there's no space. These are the sinks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 2 for 1 room, 2 for 2. 2 baths, 2 baths. 2 rooms are connected to each other. So it turns out 2 rooms, 26 people. Hola Repeli. Across the bridge, bandit. In our pavilion today, this Pole is in front of me. From Poland, oh, my friend is training and I'm training him. Or Only like the camera, you don't need to buy it beforehand. Instead, you can explore its features and functionalities in detail before making a purchase decision. We are all here from international countries, from different countries, but mostly Colombians are here because they bring us in by the ton. This diverse gathering allows us to share and exchange cultural experiences and knowledge.
It's early morning. Laundry is hung all around and about everywhere. The inmates are busy tidying up in the bathroom shower areas, and Jora has plugged in a kettle to make some tea. Silent scoop, tea, 5 o'clock in the morning.
So this is the bathroom. And here, two rooms are combined into one. Well, a shared shower shared. In our apartment, there are 15 people living, and there are 13 there. That is 28 people. Mirror? Or lost it. Who the hell knows? I can't get it. We shave using a phone. I turn on the video. Or just like that. You know, I didn't even know you could use a phone as a mirror. Two things, when there's no internet, like a notebook and as a mirror. And they still produce it like... They would use it as... Logs in the lid, that's something else entirely. There was no price for it early in the morning. There's no wake-up call here, you sleep as long as you want. Don't wake up whenever you want. We all wake up in the morning because of the shower. But the water is from 6 to 8. Well, to take a shower, filling containers with water and so on. Breakfast comes, breakfast, we don't go anywhere. The pavilion and the room are closed. We open at 8 o'clock. Bread, liquid, such as milk, or oatmeal with liquid milk, or bananas, or one orange, or one egg or a sausage. This is every single day. Cabbage, onion, sausages with blue spices, paprika, salt, margarine, salt.
Despite the fact that Zora is Moldovan, he was nicknamed Russian in prison. Even on Zora's food there's a mark, Rus.
Such plates, yes. Room 32, Rus, yes. Everyone marks their own plate like this. Here he comes for dinner. Rice, a piece of chicken. Look, it's all cut up. One bone, basically, yes. This is like beans, 150 grams of rice. Just so you understand? Yes, rice. Here it is. Here's my rice. Here's the bottom. Here's the bottom of it. Here. The egg is a hard-boiled egg. They give it. This is what comes for dinner, just like for lunch. And there's no second course? So you go to sleep whenever you want? Because guys, it's hot here. There's no air conditioning. There's no refrigerator. There's nothing at all. If you have money in your pocket, you eat. If you don't have money in your pocket, then you understand what you have to do. You give to people to eat. Otherwise, you'll never survive. This is where the air conditioner was placed. There's light. If you need it, you turn on the light. Read until you're done. Close it, just like that. You close the bunker completely. And then you read there or do whatever you need to do? Yes. That's why it's a bunker. It's a bunker but a bed. Yes. But we make these shelves out of cardboard with silicone glue. Cardboard from banana boxes that also come to us for bananas for tomorrow. And we make such shelves with glue. So everything looks nice.
Prisoners sometimes make hiding places right in the walls.
A boiler that's inside the void. When a search comes, we hide phones, but they tap on the walls, then they find all of it. This fan, outside it costs $25. Here in prison it costs $130, $120. Without it, you just die. From the heat, because it's completely hot here. Here is my bed. I can see right outside. You see, a big window. This is the best bed, as we consider it in this apartment. On the second floor, yes. By the way, today they brought cigarettes. Outside a pack costs $2. From the Chinese they are unlicensed. Not yet. The excise. Here in prison costs $10. One cigarette. Here 6 cigarettes cost $60. To understand, and not in cash. You need to have, I'm drunk. You transfer money to the outside. So guys, it's better. Don't get caught at the big pearl. In Spanish, it's called mega joya, because the prices here are just catastrophic. For example, household soap, yes, such a large bar of household soap costs $3 here. Outside it costs about 75 cents, yes. And here, I have chess. We play chess? Sometimes.
It's not for nothing that Zora is focused on prices. Money for food in prison is the most important issue for everyone.
This is 400 grams of sugar. I have it. A 400 gram package costs $2.50. Salt, 400 grams, $1.50. Well, in short, this is a prison for millionaires, so to speak. This started to happen, and then others began to pop up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is absolutely a full princess. They truly say it's like from mango. Now in this season, in short, for 3 months, they give us 1 mango each. They say this can happen from mango. So you need to eat, mom. I see apples. Ah, and pears. Here are the pears. So I thought the pears were stolen. That is milk, nuts. This is bread. Here is the taste. Raisins, nuts. Here grapes. For me, as for me, and for $8.
Even more expensive is the connection, phone, and Wi-Fi password.
The phone here costs $1,000, just so you understand. Without a charger, without anything. The charger separately is $200. Headphones separately are $100. This is through security. You pay the guard gets it for you. A phone that is a Samsung A13 is $125 on the street, but here it costs 100 bubbles.
The company is located on an elevation in the mountains. And here, naturally, they sit, having set up loads to prevent any connection with the outside world. And if there are no mobile phones, then there is no connection with the outside world, because neither letters nor telegrams are present here. And there are no landline phones either. We don't have internet at all. Judge Mirovin is there with rollers. If it appears, then good. If not, then not. I told you the woman is here. Look, you see, only in this room does the Wi-Fi work. A normal router, it works. And here, it's like a telephone station. And here they are. I mean, the guys are standing, and we, the serious guys, we sit.
Sitting in prison while sitting, that's not available to everyone.
It's not allowed to have benches here. But we have them. So basically, we made them, brought them from the kitchen. You drive up, little legs. A tray like that costs $30. A big one, to make yourself a stool. $30.
At the moment, Zora was seen by a guard.
Thank you so much indeed for coming. It is indeed only quite unfortunate, really.
Sometimes I couldn't get in touch with Zora for several weeks. After another raid, only 1 router was left in the entire prison. The demand for it skyrocketed.
Currently, there has been no connection for about 2 months. But there is internet only in one direction. Now I will show you how many people come from other pavilions and pay the guard $5. $5 to one guard, $5 to the second guard, and $5 to the third guard. Every day they pay $15 each person to keep it running. Again, you have to pay $5 to get connected to your family, to contact them, to have money sent, to stay in touch. You understand? Now I will show you the script because many people do not want to show their faces.
Here's a guy doing something on 3 smartphones at once because time is ticking. Right next to him, they are preparing food.
Hello, what?
Oh, too late.
The inmates don't even have a place to sit.
Hello, bandit. How's it going? Everything's good.
At this moment, Zora is secretly filming and, to avoid getting caught, jokes and talks about cigarettes. When there's money, usually half the time is spent at the stove in the kitchen.
Frying pan is cool, frying pan is cool. The frying pan is cool. Costs like an airplane. $500? Not bad. They didn't even come to let them stew. We fry, but we stew because it will be tastier and healthier for us. Enjoy your meal.
Nearby men are playing cards, and behind the wall they are brewing moonshine.
Brewing moonshine again. Misha. He says it's a very good salad for me in the country. More moonshine. More moonshine distillation. But I've already seen it. It's already a lot of preparations. New goat. New brew, in short. And Rapantov, who doesn't have a bottle, gets it. For New Year, a bottle like this, Coca-Cola, costs up to $10. If it's a column, and there wasn't even any moonshine. They drank everything, basically everything they could.
Alcohol production in prison is set up on a stream.
Look, brother, this is how moonshine is made. You see, a distiller, it was a homemade distiller. These guys are already preparing for New Year and Christmas. Basically 5 bottles from one bucket. It comes out to $10 each, $50 from one bucket. See, what a recipe. It's really unbelievable, guys.
This is also Panama City. Poor areas where there is neither work nor hope for the future. The only social elevator and chance to get rich are crimes and damn trading. Mostly, people in prison with Jora are from such areas. That's why prohibited substances are common goods in the zone.
Here it's, like in Cheval, more than in So. Damn, maybe if you guys end up in any prison, don't use anything because you won't have enough money. Well, and then your life will just go downhill here because no one cares. It falls on the guard, the administration knows, everyone knows, but no one tells them anything.
Jora himself was also caught with Tiki, and it's been 4 years since then.
And they tell you that you can easily make money somewhere there. By transporting, some package, they'll say it's money or precious stones. Don't believe it there. There's just one trick, especially if they tell you it's from Latin America, it's 100%. There, it's exactly white flour, and you will never leave these countries that have a red code. Panama, Colombia, Ecuador, Bolivia. Yes, these 4 countries.
These are the shots of me flying from Colombia to Panama. Dogs sniffed me, police officers searched every pocket and compartment of my backpack and even scanned me with X-rays. The suitcases were transported to the plane under lock and the workers who loaded these suitcases searched each other. It's hard to imagine if Zora even had a chance to fly without getting caught.
He takes out a knife, cuts open the shampoo, and pulls out a small packet of pure 92% cocoa. They just see white-faced people, right, and you're waiting for a transatlantic flight, right? The police come and point a finger. They point at you, please proceed to the control, passport control with your belongings, subtitles by Dimators, yes, with your belongings. And they will immediately check you through the scanner with dogs. Or you've already been turned in, it works very well here. The one who offered you the job is the one who turns you in. I don't know if they gain something or not, that's already not interesting anymore. The fact is that you will get 8 years or more. With each capture of evil, I received 8 years. Before the coronavirus here in Panama, the most was 8 years. I am sitting here with traders from different countries, mostly we are with Colombians. They get 8 years for 3 tons too, even 6 years for 34 tons, 7 years. And I got 8 years for 2 kilos, 250 grams. I had 2 kilograms, 250 grams. But here in Panama, this is the amount. It's just ridiculous for the court. He didn't even look at me, put on glasses, looked at stones. Also, in the file they wrote about the police there. And then he raises his head, you will become the defendant, 8 years, boom, touching the regimes. That's it, nothing more.
He spent 3 days in the police.
There, the judicial system works like a conveyor belt. Within 5 minutes, the verdict was announced, they said, there will be complaints, no, well, freely, in short. If you resist saying that this is not yours or that, you will get it. 10 to 12, because they will prove it to you. It's your wine, anyway. You don't even need to ask a fortune teller. Because here the laws don't work at all. They exist, but they don't work. And if you get caught in international drug trafficking, then you automatically have a stigma. You are a criminal. And no one will help you. The guys who are involved in these, let's say, illegal activities, look for guys, women, it doesn't matter who, those who are in need of money. And they start telling you, I'll pay you, for example, 2,000, 5,000. I'll pay you, you'll go, 10 days, relax, they'll give you luggage, It will have a combination lock. You just carry it. That's all. Put it in the luggage compartment. That is, check it in and fly somewhere without any issues. And deliver it, you'll get 5,000. That is, they don't give money in advance, 50% up front, they just don't give anything. The only thing they pay for is your round-trip hotel and a couple of hundred baht so you don't starve for 10 days. They tell you stories that the road is clear, no one will stop you, like you're the only one, right? They will even show you a few people who have worked with them, who are alive, safe and sound, living well. But these are all just stories, basically. There are other ways they will lure and deceive you, like saying you've won a lottery, go here and there. In these 4 years there have been so many cases here, and there will be more. I have a guy here, an acquaintance from Latvia, who got caught up in it. He's a first-degree disabled person, and he was deceived into going to Bali, and sent off. First to France, then from France to Bolivia. He swallowed it in his stomach. He said he could swallow a kilogram, but he swallowed 700 grams. At the airport, he didn't manage to board the plane from Bolivia. Here, they were already waiting in Panama. The entire Panamanian police were waiting at the exit. They cut open his stomach, 8 years. They even soldered. They even asked whose salon you belong to. And when I was arrested, I called that person. I said, you told me it was a green corridor? Now I've been arrested. So I was arrested. Some kind of misfire happened, brother, but right away, not to you. Brother was like that. Well, okay, such a situation will be here, and it only costs money, otherwise you sleep on the floor. And I didn't know the language, didn't know anyone, but a person came to a foreign country. Knows nothing, neither the language nor anyone. They arrested you, didn't even know. The officers of the March police. There is such a country as the Republic of Moldova, and I don't know at all. They say, Russians, we know and manage. I know Romanians, Moldovans on it, and listen. She came here to explain all this. Moldova, from this country, has neither a representative, nor a consulate, nor an embassy, especially. It has nothing, just no agreements, nothing at all on their page, just absent from the mail. But this person says, I can send you all the money, send $500, and the person disappeared, promised 5K, but 500. You understand, right? That's 8 years for 500. You understand, right? I undersold myself, something like that. You have to be some kind of idiot and bastards, right? Yeah. But I was told that these were stones, yes. But with the stones, it's the same term, it turns out. Maybe even more.
At first, Zora was in another prison.
I ended up in the first prison once. It's like a distribution center, right? The prison is called Kanaika. It's a former barracks for United States soldiers. There's nowhere to sleep at all. People sleep standing in a hammock on the roof. The government doesn't care about that. The main thing is that the gates are closed. The door is closed. How many people are there? As they say, the mother abandoned the kittens. Let them play as they want. If you have HIV, you're just a dead person. You will work for others, and in various ways. You will extort money from relatives and acquaintances so that you can use. Here it's not worth 3 kopecks. Everything is very expensive here.
But Zora stays positive.
In this prison I watched his fuchsia and started looking for only the positives. What will it give me? This free time? I started learning a language, then began doing sports. I quit smoking, quit drinking, because there are no cigarettes here. In April, there's drinking. Why drink when you're already in a stressful situation? If you drink, you'll just have a disc. Go, your threshold will drop and you'll start fighting. And then you'll have a bad reputation and you'll end up sitting only in solitary confinement. And here, it's hot, just so you know, it's hot all year round. Water is hourly, so it's not like you can wash. Sometimes there's not even anything to drink. We make there. Reserves, bottles, jugs, buckets. But during the day it's just used up, well, utilized because it's so hot.
Prison is not Disneyland, and the entertainment here is tough.
Go! Dicky boxing short! Out! Boom! Haha! The guys are boxing today! Watch! It's Saturday today. They're boxing. Watch! Boom boom! Knockout! Done! Colombian against Panamanian! Panamanian took down the Colombian!
The program includes not only fights, but also dances. Here in this cell, they often tell jokes and frequently play something like charades together. The prayer goes like a concert. Everyone claps and taps along, and the pastor has a microphone with speakers.
Diaz Hompe, Diaz Hompe, Diaz Hompe.
They hardly let us out to the street.
We go out once every 2 to 3 months and they let us out. Some play football, some basketball, some show fasting. Approximately 45 minutes. But in recent years they went out 3 times. Because this and that, too many drones. Do you understand what a drone is? Little planes are falling. Tamarik. And the police are just here, and there are police on the prison grounds and guards. And they just run around, poor things. They can't keep up, you see, here. That is, here like salt. In Latin measure, ham at every step.
You can't be weak here at all.
In short, Jora exercises for about 1.5 to 2 hours a day. Actually, sometimes in complaints, in growth, in endings, in blanks, and in endings. Yeah. Really?
In these frames, Zora is filmed by his Russian-speaking cellmate. In general, Zora has a status similar to being in charge of Russian speakers.
And all Russians end up with him. He doesn't have a father. He is also in for the same authority. There's no bank. He died without a sister, only an 82-year-old grandmother. I've been here for 26 months. The head of security and the prison warden call me saying, Giorgio, all the Russian speakers, what do you want to do with them? I don't know. Decide where you want them. I say, well, I looked at the boy. He's limping on one leg. I ask, where are you from? From Latvia. I know people from Latvia, acquaintances, the state Duma. I ask, do you have a mom, Dad? He explained the whole story. I feel sorry for him. He's weak, but he's coming. He'll live with me in my hut. If people don't seriously steal, don't harass, it's fine. All athletes. The only thing is, when I ask, do you use smoke, cigarettes, drink or sniff? If a person says yes, then I immediately send them away. I don't need such people here.
This guy, he's like 24 years old.
My name is Dima. I'm from Latvia. I am currently in prison in the Republic of Panama. Thank you. Sentenced to 8 years. To my parents through Panama, when I arrived in Bolivia, I was immediately, as I was praying, arrested by the police. I didn't even get off the plane. I've been with him for 2 years and 4 months already. I only have a grandmother among my relatives. But my grandmother can't send me money because she's 84 years old. A Panamanian is in prison.
Your mother passed away.
Yes, my late mother passed away in 2015.
Do you have relatives, sisters?
No, no one has sent me any money. What do I do?
An aunt, a woman, an aunt there.
In general, no one has written to me. I mean, not in these 2 years. Once when I first got here, acquaintances helped me by sending everything. An account in euros I don't remember exactly anymore.
Where do you get toilet paper, soap, all that?
I do odd jobs. Wash dishes for people. There's no other choice. A big thank you to Georgia, because when I got here, he really helped me a lot.
Dima has a problem with his leg and a disability. The people who offered him easy money promised to pay for his leg surgery. But as soon as he ended up in prison, they disappeared.
When I ended up here in prison, there is one person here, a Latvian, also from my side. Through him, we managed to find the paths that sent me here. They kept saying, yes, 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 we found it, we found it, we found it. In the end, what happened? They blocked all their chats, deleted all their accounts, and disappeared into the room. They took me to the red prison. They don't feed you. Or rather, they feed you. But you can only survive on it, not live normally.
But Dima tries to find the positives. For example, he quit drinking here.
Everything that happens in this world happens for the better. I ended up in prison here and quit smoking, quit drinking. Especially since I don't have $10 every day to drink, I quit smoking.
There is alcohol here, but this alcohol, if you drink it, you can lose your sight, you don't sniff it, you don't. You smoke Marina? No. I never smoked anything tasty.
The cheapest third-grade fruits, bruised, and mixed with second-grade ones, they are undoubtedly as hard as money and green. Sour.
Zora and Dima are sitting in the same cell. While they are recording the video, other inmates are busy with their own activities nearby.
Is this guy making an atomic bomb he doing?
In short, indeed, he's making a fan motor.
This guy does everything. He fixes phones, headphones, radios, everything. He's kind of a good friend of mine. I have some dealings with him here. Well, he's a decent guy. This guy from Panama is sitting here, you see. He comes from another pavilion to catch the signal. Here's the fan, 160 in cash. So plus another 20%, $200.
Only those who have a relatively short sentence don't lose heart.
For murder, they can give up to 50 years. They might give 35. There are two here who got lucky. They were given 22 years each.
One young guy also went.
And do you remember the one who hanged himself? Roll.
Yes.
He served 5 years, got scared once, and hanged himself.
Dima himself is hoping for early release.
And it seems I understood that he heard there would be an amnesty. But as far as I know, the amnesty applies to people who have served half their term, have health problems, and people over 65 years old.
Well, I see you have health problems. God willing, you'll be included. Last year in 2021, in November, they took a Russian guy. Well, a Russian guy came from Russia. He lives here in Panama. He was arrested, and the consequence was 6 months.
There are a few more Russian-speaking people in the prison.
He ended up in prison. I don't know anything. There was no river. They brought me to prison, asking where from, what, where, to where. I said Russian. There are guys who are big shots. They come up and say, well, if you're Russian, well, they always take newcomers under their wing, thinking they're rich, wealthy. They thought, well, Russian. I have a lot of money.
Even the police couldn't understand where Zora came from.
In our prison, there are 2 Romanians, Latvians. There's a guy from Latvia 2 weeks before you. We arrested him. There's a guy from Ukraine, but from Moldova. First time I hear of it. I had to explain to them the history, that we were once part of the Soviet Union. Then we became independent. I'm sitting, sunbathing basically, trash on the street.
In prison, the first thing Zora figured out was how to bribe the guards.
They tell me, here are Russians, yes, the nickname of Russians. Is there only a damn face here? I'm the only Moldovan and a damn face. Everything is closed, but I'm out in the open, there. Sunbathing in the sunshine, yes. People are envious here, such deep envy here, that we understand here. But they look, firstly, they don't know how to properly bribe a guard. You don't need to give anything to the guard. Just a cold Coca-Cola and that's it. And the guard is in your pocket. You need to greet them humanely, because they are also people, alive, and they like being respected. If you don't respect them, then later, if you have any request, they simply won't respond. They're just guards, they're young guys. Their salary is small, they want to live too, you know. You treat them to a cookie, a chocolate bar for 50 cents, a cold Coca-Cola for $2. Well, not every day, but when there's an opportunity. Then when you tell him, hey soldier, I need to run around. Today, to exercise like that, but without many people, like a VIP. He says, well, no problem, you're our guy. I'm sweating, come on, get out. It'd be better if he said to leave. Look, guys, this is a carne de porco, custe de porco. Ode, peace. Peace, peace.
Today, the jury have delicious time.
Saturday. Honestly, I don't count the days anymore. Sandwiches, kind of, hot dogs, bread, sausages that were given for breakfast. You know, nonsense, mayonnaise with ketchup. We pour all this with Milanese inside, and normal sandwiches. That's what we fry on. Margarine. Butter is not allowed. Not on a visit, not sold in the store. It's strict.
We assembled electric stoves.
Look, you see, what kind of connections? It's illegal, not allowed for us. Alright, today we're cooking soup again. Sausages, onion, garlic, a tomato, mashed potatoes. Added a bit of mashed potatoes. It's powdered, and Chinese rice noodles. We'll add some boiled water. Boil the water, and it will be a proper soup.
On the other stove, the second dish.
And here, pork bones with handles, and all of this. Oh, how delicious.
And this is the preparation for the festive table.
Today we have Christmas here. Look, rice, sweet cake, another sweet cake, meat. All of this comes from outside. Rice with coconut, not the coconut you think of. Today we have a holiday, so let's have a good time.
Such abundance is a great rarity. On a regular day, the feeling of hunger doesn't leave anyone.
The first month, the first half year with this food, well, at first, yes, the stomach gets used to it, so you came in chubby, but now, as they say, straight athlete, you know? You lose weight. You drink water, you sweat, but if you do more sports, you also want nutrients like protein and, well, you get it. There is nut butter. It costs $15. A jar of 800 grams in Baku. A small Nutella is $20. And a bag is $9.80. No legal way. Money is never given except for a visit. The situation for a visit is resolved with $40 legally. Someone must physically come to you to hand you this money. Well, naturally, in the package there, whatever is there. Tea, coffee are not allowed. Sugar. Delicious cookies and savory meat, they're fried. Condensed milk there, nuts. Nutella. That's the $40. It should be enough for a month. Next month, a visitor will come to receive $40. If no one comes, he gets nothing.
Zora has no relatives in Panama.
I hire a woman to come to me for a visit. I simply pay an additional $40 for her to come, not for a visit, but just to deliver the package to the prison. Understands that she has to go through 2 checkpoints, where she will be thoroughly searched, from head to toe and in every crevice, so she can deliver this package. You need large bags, that is, well, plastic bags, and transparent bags should contain everything from shampoo to soap. The soap is cut, everything basically, so the dog won't detect anything. Everything should look exactly as it should. This is connections, like others bring in money. I'll explain. For example, you can't justify $500 with a brother. If you go out on the street, a person, a friend, an acquaintance, it doesn't matter whether they're Panamanian or Russian-speaking, who has lived here for a long time. Well, I have acquaintances here who have been living here for a long time, but they are Russian-speaking. Well, God bless them, they help me. Well, Russian-speaking people who have been living here for many years. Panama is a beautiful city, a wonderful time, it's normal. Everyone speaks well, more beautifully. I was there for only 10 days because, you understand, a tourist.
I made a separate episode about life in Panama. Watch it after this video if you haven't seen it yet. Besides that, there are many episodes on my channel about other Latin American countries. From the beautiful Colombian life to the slums of Brazil. Money for the will of the prisoners is transferred to Yapi. This is a local payment system. Electronic money.
Thank God I met an incredibly wonderful, lovely, kind-hearted Russian family, Maria, and Alexander Malkin, and Maria Malkina, and they constantly send me packages with soap, food, clothes, sneakers. It's good that it's not hot, so I don't need warm clothes, otherwise it would be a real disaster. My brother sends money from relatives, from acquaintances, through 200 units. Maria records and then put it on the bloopers. Ended up in prison. Well, naturally there's no money. They send $100 and $200, indeed, my brother. Mom, rest in peace. I was in prison when my mom died. It's a pity about the regional meat market. To buy powder, soap, toothpaste, fruits, vegetables, meat here in the store. To cook, you send them money electronically in the villa. You send them photos with money, showing that you have money. You send it in his name, surname. You send money, for example, $50 there, so that for a couple of days there, chicken doesn't cost $14, one chicken. like a grill. And those 50 are not even your 50, meaning $50, from which 20% is taken by the one in the store. Because you need to understand cash, and it's very difficult to bring in cash. Every guard, every security takes the same 20%, that is up to $100. The bank went low, you end up with 80 in your hands, that is out of 500. What was sent to me, I give 100 to the guard so that he brings me 400. Do you understand who we are dealing with? Here, everything is about money.
As soon as the goods cross the prison threshold, their price increases approximately 5 or even 10 times.
Normal standard coffee. Instant, the kind you find on the street. $7, $8 at most. Here it costs $40 in cash. If not cash, then $50 on credit. That is, they add 20%. So a guard comes and says, I have a can of coffee. I tell him, I'll buy it. He asks for how much. I say, how much do you want? He says 50. I just take out my phone in front of him and tell someone, please send me $50 to this number. Can you imagine how much over the years, how much everyone there gets money, and 20% is taken away, making money off us? It's normal, here it's normal.
Of course, Jora constantly needs support from others, so I will leave his contact information in the video description. Write to him yourself if you have something to say or can help. There, in the video description, I will also leave all useful links, including to my Instagram and Telegram. Come subscribe. Being weak in prison is dangerous, including because of harassment and rape.
In my case, there was no harassment at all, because, well, you see, just look at my face. No, as they often say, it really does indeed look like a boy who can be bullied, perhaps a little bit. I can bully them at any moment.
Prisoners are on their own. Guards don't intrude on their territory without reason.
Here, look, complete freedom in the pavilion. The guards sit somewhere far away. The main thing is that there are no fights, no stabbings here. No touchments. Without motive, without reason. If there's a knife fight, then they come and immediately use gas. They have gas canisters like fire extinguishers. It shoots a stream, not a stream, but more like a flame. Specifically, spray like that. It hits you once in the eyes and that's it. It closes your face and breathing. But I got hit once. I was fighting with 5 people, with 5 guys, with 5, they couldn't calm me down. So basically a squad of riot police came with gas mask shields, and those bombs, well, in short, they sprayed me with gas. Oh Lord! And they took me to a solitary cell. They don't let you breathe. They don't let you wash. It's a punishment, like that. And basically I endured it as a whole ordeal. You can't open your eyes because they're just full of tears. Tears are flowing snot, well, basically everywhere and on everything. The skin is burning because it's pure, well, I don't know, like pepper. The kind of pepper they tried. Chili is nothing compared, the chicken is good. Well, they kept me there for a day, basically. But thank God I have influential people here in Panama and in Perm. And some guys went there, talked to the Chief Tarina, and usually a person should sit for that, should sit a month in the cell. I sat in a solitary cell for 2 days. They got me out of there quickly. Thank God, thanks to the guys for not letting me speak. And there, in short, you starve. There's no water, there's no toilet. There was just a cell for 2 with nothing. In the morning, they let you out to wash and go to the toilet. That's it. And even the next morning, if they let you out, maybe. If you want to go to the toilet, then in a bottle. If you want to do number 2, well, make parachutes. And parachutes. I don't know, a parachute, it should be a hand, probably. I don't know how they think. Well, in short, their system doesn't work. But this is how their prison is built. Walls, roof, and bars on the windows, right? Because it's already a mess. That's it. Nothing more, guys.
Every prisoner in this terrible prison thinks about escaping, but escaping is very difficult.
Here it turns out 3 prisons are located side by side. Zemchuzinita, and Big Pearl in our translation. Yes, 3 prisons. There was an escape from here. Well, the guy was caught 2 days later in the jungle because there are mountains here too. But on one side, they are closed off by mountains that come from Colombia. By the way, there are pumas here. Yes, actual big cats. After all, you could be eaten by a puma or caught by the guards from the neighboring prison. Well, it's impossible to escape from here. One guy tried to escape. He had a 50-year sentence too. Adventure drove him. They caught him and asked, why did you attempt it? They said 50 years is a lot. And they told him, well, okay, 40. We gave him a 10-year discount. And now he's happy, but he's only in solitary confinement. You see, it's solitary confinement. And Victor, see, it's like a dream. It's 2 by 2 and you're in solitary. That's it. If 2 people are in solitary, if one stands up, the other has to lie down because there's no space.
Jora doesn't lose hope of getting out earlier.
This year, in November or December, I think I'll make it onto the presidential list because it's been 51 months. There will definitely be more months, yes. And I absolutely think I'll indeed get out on parole for good behavior. The Prime Minister wrote, in the Ministry of Justice wrote, the Ministry of Justice responded diplomatically with 3 letters and said, we have no agreements with the Panama Republic. We cannot help you in any way. Laws don't work here. They exist, they are written, everything is fine, but no one works with them. They are just for show, for the UN, to show that they exist, that everything is fine, we are here. There is democracy here, but democracy is not present at all. Well, it is considered a colony of the United States. They control the channels, they control drug trafficking, weapons, prostitution. Well, that's it. Immigration, well, everything, in short. Here, for murder, they give such sentences. There are 2 here who were lucky, they got 22 years each. Otherwise, it's 30, 35, 40, 50. I had a friend here, I did sports with him. He was given 50 years for murder. The guy served 6 years. And constantly, well, naturally, the person was depressed. A 50-year sentence, 50 years. The person got drunk, went out at night and approached. The next morning he was found. What do you think? Did an ambulance come or a hearse? They took a cart, an ordinary cart used to carry garbage from the pavilion, placed him feet first and took him away. Do you understand? A 50-year sentence. What can I say? Complete? Not the right word, guys. I think 20-25 years is enough for a person at most because he realizes, he understands. All these murders, for which you are here for murder, I ask you, what state were you in when you committed the murder? Well, I was high and drunk. Well, that's the whole reckoning. What alcohol is, I think everyone knows, and especially together with drugs, it's really something. And if you smoke a lot on top of that, the person is just not only inadequate, they are simply taken over by others. Demons take control of them. For rape here, they also give 25 years. Pedophilia here. I tell them, my God, how many of them there are? And where do they all go? They come and immediately go to church, as if they are believers. So that they are not punished here? There was one who almost raped his daughter, and now he has become a holy father in prison. I have nothing against him, we preach the word of God. But your own daughter, that's something you need to... Man, you need to think somehow.
Colombia, where boats are made, is separated from Panama by impenetrable jungles. There isn't even a single road between the countries, so goods are delivered on fishing boats.
There are a lot of Colombians because everyone is for market raft. But Colombians, look, they are just boatmen. Boatmen, what are they called? Well, fishermen. What do? They are paid, for example, from Colombia to bring 5 tons or 4 tons here. That's how it works. 3 people on one boat. They load the boat with 3 tons. One sits at the helm, another at the radar, and one with a gun guards the cargo. When they go through the water across the ocean to here, a lot of them get arrested immediately. Gram by gram, gram by gram. The police, the military are there guarding, because of course everyone has known everything for a long time. And so they also get 8 years for this, 8 years. But they are paid like they pay the middleman, and each person gets $30,000. Half of the money is given up front, half when he comes back. But most of them don't come back, meaning they only get 15,000. For these 15,000, his family in Colombia, the children live for all these 8 years that he will be sitting here. They live well because in Colombia, you know, life there is cheap. When they end up in prison here, they see what the prices are like. Bread costs $1.5 each, sugar $2.50, salt $1.50, soap $1.50, and detergent. a small dollar, toothpaste, toilet paper, $1.50, and the list goes on. They have to stretch this money over 3 to 4 years. Must eat them because they are simply starving. People are constantly hungry.
Zora has adapted to life in prison. He has built connections, and he already knows how to avoid dangerous situations.
The most important thing, remember where you haven't ended up. In war, in prison. This applies to boys, girls, women, and men. Don't be afraid, it's just fear. Fear, well, if you have still fear, then you'll understand, or in your heart, then that's it. You'll just start to panic, and that's it. Don't be afraid of anything. The most important thing is to pull yourself together. And what you can do, for example, you can cook well, or you can play well, or something, I don't know. But what you know how to do, you should do better than anyone else, simply. To survive, to do this or that. If you have relatives, they will help you financially. But morally, I don't know if anyone will help you or not. The problem is what's in your head and in your soul. What people say, from the streets, friends, relatives, well, yes, they feel sorry for you, want to support you, but they cannot understand the conditions you will be in. Here, it's a completely different mentality, completely different people, a different religion. Well, it's completely different, so to speak. You will always be a stranger, a person, you will be. They look at white people, with a bit of disdain. And you, for hundreds of years, the masters are now kind of in our power. Engage in sports, show what you can do, so that they fear and respect you. Because here only strength works, no solving intellectual crosswords, playing chess with them. But here it doesn't work, I don't even know, because many of them can't read or write, you understand. It's, well, traumatic. But this is considered a third world country, and they are all criminals, you understand, criminals. With a capital letter, I tell you, yes, there are murderers, maniacs, rapists, traffickers, and the like here, of various kinds. Well, today we're going to make a soup, in short. 1 chicken leg we have, well, it's like cold smoked. 2 sausages which were given for breakfast, because today is Tuesday. Tuesday gives us sausage, and on Saturday. So an onion, we have a lemon, we have a tomato. This is mayonnaise, paprika, sweet and garlic. Look, what kind of frying pan do we have? It's metal, and the stove is not a washing machine, but rather a comfort. But it costs damn $350. This is the local fridge, but in short, since there's no fridge here and the heat comes, ice from the store costs $1.50. A bag of ice costs a ribbon. You buy 5 to 6 bags. It lasts for 2 days with a big prayer. Girl, so what? And him, the American right here. By the bridges, him to you. And 300, so many people today. Very many. Many indeed. Music is definitely playing not suitable, not ready for such a supermarket. A person sits not closed off, but learns a lot. I started reading a lot, studying a lot. I read the Bible and read the Quran and some Indian philosophy. Started playing chess again. I took second place this year. 1 Panamanian took first place, I took second place. Out of 300 people, well, it's okay for her time. I don't just want to sleep, drink, or something, just progress. Start, well, I'll go out. I need to somehow think about the future. I need to, well, while there's time here, I can engage, I can study, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that.
Yes, Zora does not deny that he's to blame for his own problems, but in a tough spot, he pulled himself together. Go on and make plans. Our joint episode from a prison in Panama. To not miss new episodes, subscribe to my YouTube and Instagram. There I am, Vova Karmanov. Bye.